This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. The rush of racing? Nothing beats it. But Chumba Casino comes close. Chumba's got fast spins, fun games, daily bonuses, and all the action you can handle. Now that's a ride. Ready to hit the throttle? Get in the driver's seat and head to ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Rob Gronkowski from Dudes on Dudes. Applebee's just cooked up the ultimate option play with their new Ultimate Trio deal. You can choose from 3 of their delicious appetizers and pair them up with 3 sauces for just $14.99. Craft your perfect trio from over 80,000 different combinations in this flavor-packed plate built for one, or to share if you're generous. You can stick with the classic pairings like boneless wings and buffalo sauce, or you can spice things up and try some unexpected pairings like dipping chicken wonton tacos in our honey Dijon mustard. It's time to head to your neighborhood Applebee's or order online today. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
Country's rising star Bailey Zimmerman just announced his biggest tour yet, the 2026 Different Nights Same Rodeo Tour, hitting over 30 cities across the U.S. and Canada. He's coming off a sold-out 2025 run, and now he's back with a new album and a massive arena show. The star's sophomore album, Different Nights Same Rodeo, is out now, featuring the #1 hit, Backup Plan, with Luke Combs, and fan favorites like Lost, Holy Smokes, and Holding On. Want more? Fans can upgrade with VIP packages that include premium seats, exclusive merch, and access to Bailey's pre-show soundcheck party. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com.
Final hour is upon us. Buffalo Wild Wings, Coon Rapids hanging out, pumped up for this Sunday night game. Vikings hosting the Falcons, and maybe number 9 emerges from the Dragon last, and the home crowd goes nuts. I know the crowd here at Buffalo Wild Wings is having a party. I love that.
Coon Rapids is on one.
They are on one. Well, this is kind of tough guy territory. This is the hardcore of hardcore Vikings fans. You get all the love up in Coon Rapids. And now, I guess we're debuting a brand new segment. Excited to do so.
Kind of nervous.
Alec Lewis, of course, co-hosting The Feast. Big thanks to Steve's Appliances for that. But the host of 9 to Noon is actually among the rubes as we speak for a new segment called Ask Alec Anything. What do we got, PA?
Indeed. Hello, everybody. It's great to be in the midst of Rube Nation. Great to see you. Ask Alec Anything. All right, Alec Lewis. At Alec_Lewis via the X Machine.
He looks lost.
Writes for The Athletic and theathletic.com. Elite football mind. He's from Anniston, Alabama.
Sure.
He went to college at Missouri. He's covered the Kansas City Royals. He's written for a newspaper in Milwaukee.
Boone County Fair.
I think he wrote for Yahoo. Did some work in Southern California. So you can find his bio at The Athletic. Just to let you know a little bit about him. Lives in Minneapolis, lives in the North Loop.
Usually say Andover.
Oh, that's right.
A guy came up to me like,
you
live in Andover? I'm
yeah.
like, I don't even know where Andover is.
Well, you moved to Fridley, and then he moved to Minneapolis.
Of course.
So ask Alec anything. Put some hands in the air and be on the radio. Kind of look at this as a live talk back that you would contribute to KFAN and the free iHeartRadio app. Vikings-related questions.
We got one up here, PA.
Or I see it. Or you can ask him anything.
Yeah,
so
talk back becomes a talk with, effectively.
Yep, talk back, talk with. Think about a question and fire it to Alec Lewis first. What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Tim Hathaway. Everybody calls me Sarge.
What up, Sarge?
What up?
What's your question for our boy?
All right. It's been reported by Aaron Jones said that J.J. McCarthy said in the huddle, where else would you rather be? If you could be in that huddle, what would it have done to you?
Oh, yeah.
Great question, Sarge.
Thank you.
Why do they call you Sarge? I think he said, Aaron said after the game that in one of the huddles in the third or fourth quarter, it was like, JJ walks in. All right, guys, is there anywhere else you guys would rather be? Unbelievable comment from a 22-year-old amid that. What would my reaction have been? I would have been shaking in my skin after with the game having gone the way it did to start the three quarters. But yeah, it was. I don't know how those guys handled that, but testament to a 22-year-old dude having the wherewithal in that environment to say something like that. It's why I would not be surprised here in the short term if you see that quote on T-shirts all over this city, because it was a special kind of moment in what was a debut I think we will all remember for a while. That's a great question, Sarge.
Yep, that's wonderful. Good job, Sarge. All right, back here, Buffalo Wild Wings, Coon Rapids. What's your name and where are you from?
Jennifer, and I'm from Maple Grove.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer.
It's Ask Alec Anything. What's your question?
Are you single?
Wow. Well, thank you. Jeez.
Did you set that up?
Beautiful.
Whoa! Did Paul set that up?
No, she wants to, she asked it. It's Ask Alec Anything.
Fair question.
Are you in or are you out? Because there's no in between.
I'm not single.
Oh, you're not?
No.
When did that happen?
Yeah, I know. We talk. You know this. But I appreciate it.
Thank you for letting me plant the question right there. I thought it was cool.
I knew you were doing that. Why do you do that?
What's your name and where are you from?
Jerry, Andover.
This is the guy who thought I lived in Andover.
Yeah, this is what my question is about. It's kind of for PA, and it's about Alex. I always hear you talking about him from Andover.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you're from Bendover too. Why were you saying that he's from there and he's not really from there? And where are you really from?
Well, he's from Anniston, Alabama. Okay,
it's not even true.
Now, the reason I bring up the Andover portion of the equation like I do is because when he got here, you see, the Athletic pays quite a nice bottom line. So he thought Minnesota was dramatically cheaper than Alabama, and then he found out it's twice as expensive. So he had, and we also have Wi-Fi. He had intentions on building a home in Andover until he realized he didn't have enough money. So therefore, when I first met him and we became friends,
I
he was
knew this,
asking me all these questions and everything, and I got friends of mine named the Crawfords who live up in Andover, so I called them. There were lots available and everything, and then it just didn't add up, so that's why.
Okay. I just was wondering what was going on, because I was like, what the hell? What's this all about?
Yeah, we'd never make fun of Andover, like by calling it Bendover like you did, okay?
I knew this segment was going to turn into just...
Round of applause for my man with the question. All right, let's go over here.
I knew it was going to turn in. He's just, we could go anywhere with this, and it's kind of scary.
This is Ask Alec Anything at FM 100.3 KFAN Friday football. What's your name and where are you from?
Timmy Time from the White Bear Lake.
On with that Timmy Time.
Tim's the man.
What's the question?
All right, I have three questions. One, do you like getting squished in the sides by Paul Allen?
I don't believe it's ever happened to you.
I think early on I started coming studio with PA.
Then I recognized they weren't supple, so we moved on.
When I first moved up here, and he's like, do you mind? I was like, yeah, absolutely, I mind.
Yeah,
we're not doing that.
Well, you got to ask first. It's 2025.
Sure.
Next.
Number two question, do you still text his dad?
You know what? Is John listening right now?
I'm not sure. I haven't talked to my dad this morning.
Yeah, hashtag John. No, I haven't texted with your dad in a while. Ever since the marketing director entered the equation,
sure.
I've just surrogate dads just kind of stepped off to the side. I think real dad's having to handle that whole thing now. So I think we're due a FaceTime, don't you?
Well, you haven't in a while. And
I know.
My dad is probably upset that you haven't reached out to him. I know how much he enjoyed as he was in the middle of a mediation. He would get a FaceTime from Paul Allen, the radio host in Minnesota. I know how much he enjoyed that. So it's overdue, really.
Well, being a father of two, I would imagine how proud John is with what you're doing with your career.
Yeah.
And part of it's the Friday football feast on KFAN.
Thank you.
So it was kind of a surrogate to real dad. I want to show you how well your buddy's doing.
Yeah, no, he's definitely proud. He wanted the house built in Andover, but so we've had to work through a lot of that.
I understand.
Yeah, but no, that was a good question by Tim. White Bear Lake is awesome.
All right, Timmy, final question.
Last football question.
Sure.
Dallas Turner. Last year, last game. Up, sideways, or down? I know my answer.
Ooh.
I think
way up.
Yeah, up.
Preach. Thank you, Jimmy. Nice job.
Yeah, great job, Tim. Thank you for the question. Going back through the film, Dallas was pretty physical in that game. In the run game, there was a red zone play early in the game where Levi Drake Rodriguez and Dallas Turner had a very nice run stop. Was
that out towards the boundary?
It was, toward the boundary. If Andrew Van Ginkel does not play this game due to a concussion, I fully expect Dallas Turner to have a game that we might be talking about on Monday. That's what I would say.
That's wonderful.
Great question, Tim.
Great response. I believe the Friday Football Feast met you last year at Buffalo Wild Wings. Blaine, what's your name, and aren't you tied to some Vikings fan club here?
Yes, my name is Hilda Gutierrez, and I am from Lino Lakes. We have a Vikings fan club called Skull Vikings Booster Club, and mainly from Mexico.
Oh, okay. Well, what's your question for Alec?
That's awesome.
This is Ask Alec Anything. What's your question?
Ale, ¿cuál es tu proyección para esta noche? Bueno, este domingo.
Yeah.
My prediction would be first, thanks for the question. That's great.
You knew what she said?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wow.
Speak a little Spanish.
Okay, well, no tiempo diablo.
Domingo is Sunday, correct?
Domingo is Sunday.
Yeah.
This Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, prediction would be prediction, I think.
Okay.
I think the Vikings will win. It'll be probably pretty low scoring. It'll be interesting to see how they try to defend Michael Penix, who can really push the ball down the field.
Yeah.
But that was a great question.
Well, she ain't done. Make it harder.
¿Cuántas pases crees que va a pasar J.J. McCarthy esta noche?
How many passes will he throw Sunday night?
Oh, this is unbelievable. Round of applause for the bilingual co-host of the Friday Football Feast. Thank you very much.
JJ could.
Gracias.
Yeah, thank you. That was great. That was great. Muy bien. JJ McCarthy. This is all over the place.
So he was 13 of 20 on Monday night.
13 of 20. I wouldn't be surprised at all if JJ throws more than 20 passes, maybe more than 25 passes. I just think the way that the Falcons are going to try to play this game is they can stop the run. They did it against the Bucs. They're probably going to load the box. And if that happens,
they want JJ maybe to show it.
Right. That's where we get back to, can Aaron Jones win in one-on-one? Can TJ Hockenson win? If they try to find Justin Jefferson in the intermediate area, can JJ McCarthy be accurate and be on point? Like, those are key points in this game. So thank you for the question. That was great.
Thank you very much.
That was great.
Wonderful job. Ask Alec Anything. What's your name and where are you from?
Lori from Andover.
Oh, what is Lori?
I'm kind of hoping she speaks French or
Okay.
something here.
My question, it's very deep.
Oh, boy.
Do we know if Kevin O'Connell has a swear jar out there yet for when he said the F word during the Viking game? Out loud, everywhere.
Ooh. PA, it was on with you. I think you were the reason that...
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I'm a radio guy, so that may have been a simulcast in the preseason, radio and TV. All I know is Master Control Supervisor Brandon Molesky for the KFAN audio network dumped whatever you're saying, so nobody heard it, including me. I don't know. Kevin's not a big swear guy, like when he's talking to us on the side and stuff.
Yeah, because he's talking to us on the side.
During games, it's everybody goes pear-shaped occasionally.
He's a head football coach.
Mm-hmm.
Great question, by the way.
Thank you, Lori.
Great question, Lori. We appreciate that. That was an incredible moment, and I hope he still does those simulcasts, Kevin.
Why wouldn't he?
He's so good at it, and you guys with him. I mean, he gave you guys credit too for the job you did.
What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Dan from Anoka, also known as the poor man's Andover.
Dan, the man on the fan.
Hey, trying to get to know you, I'm just wondering, what are you currently binge watching on Netflix, and what adult beverage are you consuming as you're watching it?
I'm glad it was adult beverage, because we went from something somebody watches to the word adult, and I didn't know where it was going to go after that.
Oh my goodness!
So what current adult beverage? So you and the marketing director, you and your friends, or whatever. You're out. What would that be? And what's the Netflix binge du jour?
Remember, you used to have the bit where I didn't have friends. I thought that's where you were going to go with that.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, the adult beverage Castle Danger Cream Ale. I don't know if that's like when I moved up here, started to drink that, kind of like it, try to stay off it on the night before games, but it can be difficult. What am I binge watching? This is kind of embarrassing, but it is the Cowboys documentary on Netflix.
Oh, you're not done with that?
No,
Man,
there's like an 8-part. Yeah, I know, and I'm sorry, but I didn't live through the 90s.
Yeah.
I was born in 97. I missed a lot of that.
I watched it.
Yeah,
and I was super excited early with where it was going. And then you get Dion in the equation, and then it kind of re-energized, so to speak. I re-engaged with it.
Sure.
It's so much Jerry Jones,
It is a lot, yeah.
Jerry this, and so I just kind of got a little bored with it. But overall, the NFL films, behind-the-scenes stuff that they've worked with, clearly from the 70s and 80s, and made it look better, that part's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. I will say, I should ask Dan for suggestions and recommendations. So anything you got. Landman on Paramount comes back this fall. Absolutely love that show. So I will be watching that probably like week 9 when I'm really tired on it.
So is watching the early 90s Cowboys, is that like silent films for you? Is it like Phantom of the Opera, black and white?
Like who's slot right? Charlie Chaplin?
I to be honest, like the whole thing, I wasn't like the history of it. I'm not that aware of. So I've enjoyed. Yeah, that's
great question.
That's
like the History Channel.
The technical guidance, the engineer Jared Wells, currently he's binging Shaving Ryan's Privates, but I'm not sure if that's on Netflix. What's your name and where are you from?
Jeremy Gall from Crystal.
Give it to us.
So JJ kind of figured it out in the fourth quarter against the Bears. Does he continue that, or is it kind of a reset every game?
That's a good question because there's going to be so much new with him, and this will be now the regular season home opener. Everybody in the crowd, the throng, is on your side, so it's a different form of pressure. That's an excellent question. What do you think?
Yeah, great question. You would hope that obviously he builds off the fourth quarter, and I think there are many reasons to think he will. I also think it's important to say the first 3 quarters the other night was not all on JJ. There was a lot of detail off from everybody else and people you expect to be on their P's and Q's. I did not think Justin Jefferson was as locked in to his detail as we've come to expect from him. I also thought at left tackle with Justin School filling in for Christian Darrisaw, there was a lot of issues there that made it pretty difficult. I will say to the question, if Ryan Kelly is not starting at center, it is going to be difficult for the rhythm to just, pick right back up. He is such a critical piece to the front and to what they do. So if it's a little dicey early on, my question would be can they find it? The other aspect of Atlanta, they have a new defensive coordinator. Their scheme is like a blend of 2 different schemes. It's hard to forecast what they're going to do. So if it's choppy early, that's probably Kevin and the staff trying to figure out the best way to attack Sunday night.
Well, and part of it too is, the reset part of it, I think, is you have to remember this is truly the debut for him.
Right.
We were talking about it earlier in the week, kind of the context of debuts. What do they look like? At one point, the Bills were wondering if Josh Allen could truly command the offense. Now he's a consummate MVP candidate. You look at the slow start of a Caleb Williams, some of the other guys, the evolution of Bo Nix. Bo Nix started out just running for his life, threw 30 TDs by the end of the season. But the ups and downs, I think, the cat from Crystal kind of got that in my head a little bit now. It is kind of a reset. It is kind of new experiences with a ton of firsts that JJ is going to entail.
And the other thing, before we get to this next question, this Falcons defense is pretty interesting. Their 2 safeties
Mike Hughes, though.
Their 2 safeties are very savvy. Jesse Bates has been one of the best defenders in the NFL for a long time. They drafted this 3rd-round safety, Xavier Watts from Notre Dame, who reads the field really well. So if the ball, JJ has to be very careful with some of the throws that he makes down the field on Sunday night. And so it's just going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
And lastly, for Ask Alec Anything, what's your name? Where are you from?
Todd from Andover.
All right, give it to us.
Well, Paul has very supple sides, so I'm very...
Hey, get out of there.
Okay.
Those aren't my sides.
Yeah, y'all are very close out there.
Absolutely. But anyway, my question is, where is Harry the Hitman, and do we know if he's coming back this week, or what's going on with that?
Wants the Hitman update. Thank you very much.
Harry's at practice, probably right about. They practice at 12:15. So Harrison Smith.
Physically, where is he?
Probably in the building on the training table, getting ready to go out there for practice in about 50 minutes. Harrison Smith, and I've said it, I've written it. He's dealt with a personal health thing. That's probably all that is sensible for me doing my job to say. I expect him to be back here very soon, whether it is this weekend, which wouldn't surprise me at all, or whether it's next weekend against Cincinnati. It's a physical thing he's had to work through. I know, have gotten a million questions about it, but
people don't like the ambiguity.
They don't, and I understand.
Yeah.
And I understand why.
Want
this is one
back.
of your favorite players, one of the most legends of this organization. But I would just say, any human with what they're dealing with, sometimes you prefer to keep that stuff private.
It's not life-threatening.
And so it's incumbent upon me as a journalist to also view him as a human being,
right,
and to be respectful of that. But I would say if Harrison is back Sunday night against the Falcons, I am not going to be surprised.
Well, and let me just add on to that and ask you your thoughts from Game 1, how Theo Jackson and Jay Ward kind of handled business back there. Earlier, talking about communication things with Cashman being out and Eric Wilson. We chatted with Greenway about that. Similarly, just from a positional standpoint, what did you like, not like? Anything intrigue you about those two handling business while Tutu was on the bench?
Yeah, I thought they were pretty great. Especially going back through the film. Theo Jackson was typically where he needed to be.
Yep.
He read the field out pretty well. There were not that many downfield in rhythm passes completed, and they were doing the one thing. This is very in the weeds football, but they were doing some different stuff than they've done before from a coverage standpoint. Brian Flores has always mixed it up where it's two high safeties, spun to one high safety, spun back to two high. But there were three safeties deep at times. They were playing different types of coverage on each half of the field.
Yep.
Some of that stuff was new in what they were mixing in. And so, part of the thing, if you're Michael Penix, and if you're Zach Robinson, the Falcons OC, and you're watching the film of what that was Monday night, trying to come up with a game plan and facing this defense, I'm not even sure where you begin, because there's no telling what coverages you're going to get at the back end at any point. And so I give credit to those guys who haven't played a ton to be able to execute those different coverages the way they did. I thought that was an interesting.
How about Jay, by the way? You think about it from at one point, Jay Ward can't stay on side blocking a field goal, right? And so special teams, what's he ultimately going to weigh into this defense? And he's out there. I'm not saying he won the game for the purple, but he was steady. And he had a terrific camp. The kid kind of grew up, and now he's a guy that we're relying on potentially. You want Hitman back, but potentially on a Sunday night.
The last thing I'll say here, too, is you look around the league, and the Vikings have some great defenders who are highly paid and elite caliber athletes, and Grenard and Javon Hargrave and Byron Murphy Jr. But Brian Flores has done this now for multiple years with a lot of guys who I think a lot of other coordinators might just be we're struggling because we've got these. Jalen Redmond out of nowhere. Jay Ward, third-round pick who's never played. Isaiah Rodgers, journeyman cornerback. You could go Jeff Okudah, journeyman. Ivan Pace Jr., undrafted player.
Preach.
Literally, you can go through the entire roster, and Brian Flores has done it with these guys for multiple years, whereas coordinators around the league probably use the personnel as an excuse. He never does, and they typically make it work. And so I'm just continuously blown away by watching the job that they do on the defensive side of the football every week.
And thank you for agreeing to Asking Alec Anything.
It went okay. I was nervous, though.
Hey, I think it went all right. Thank you very much, everybody, for helping with Ask Alec Anything.
A lot of Andover.
In the penultimate segment, around the corner, we will introduce something called Dr. Document. and we think you'll like it. It involves the Vikings and the Falcons, and that's next from Buffalo Wild Wings, Coon Rapids. It's the Friday Football Feast on.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Life moves fast. A new home, a new baby, a new chapter. But without an estate plan, your future's still vulnerable. With Trust and Will, you can name guardians, start a trust, create healthcare directives, and more. All online in about an hour. It's attorney-designed, state-specific, and built to protect what you love. Plans start at just $199, and every plan is safe, secure, and kept completely private. From families with young kids to adults caring for aging parents, Trust and Will makes it simple to take control, without a law office, paperwork stress, or court delays. Go to trustandwill.com and use code RADIO to save 20%. Start your plan today. Don't wait for life to force your hand. Estate planning is one of the smartest, most loving things you can do. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
The 2025 NFL season is underway. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action. Tickets to all regular season games are on sale now. Be there live to support your favorite team. See every epic showdown, every classic rivalry, and every primetime game. 17 games for all 32 teams. Visit NFL.com/tickets to purchase tickets today. Verified tickets are available through the NFL Ticket Network, including Ticketmaster, SeatGeek, and Sports Illustrated Tickets.
KFAN. So, until further notice, which could be next week, we're going to call this part of the radio show Dr. Document. Because Alec Lewis, like...
alliteration, first and foremost.
Like with Charch, for years, I would reference notes that he sends me and call them the Tolstoy. I mean, he would send 4, 5, 6 pages of notes on fantasy stuff, the Vikings game, NFL-wide stuff, and it was very, very helpful into the Friday Football Feast. So, unprompted, Alec, last week before the Oakdale Feast, sent a Google Doc, thus Dr. Document, with fantastic nuggets that he has attained or that he has learned from watching the All-22, the film of the Vikings' most recent game and the Falcons' the opponent's most recent game, and it would be the Falcons for the purpose of Dr. Document operating on Sunday Night Football.
This is impressive, by the way.
It's some film. It's some, talking to people throughout the league. Yeah. There's a player I like, and I talk to a scout about the evaluation. There's a lot that goes. There's some numbers, metrics analysis, and I do it every week so I can try to be as on my P's and Q's as much as I can.
Well, let's begin with Zach Robinson, the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. Zach Robinson, somebody who coached with Kevin O'Connell when they were together with the LA Rams. Zach Robinson with second-year quarterback Michael Penix. Take it away.
Yeah, I mean, they've been pretty good together when Penix has played. Now, the defenses that they've played since Penix has started have not been great. It's been like the Panthers defense, which has been terrible. The Commanders, the Giants defense wasn't great last year, but they do not play under center. This is a shotgun pistol formation offense that motions so much. As I was watching the film, I'm like, they're motioning every play. 51 motions in week 1, and it's motions. I mean, the receiver's motioning 3 steps to his left. I'm like, why? What is the point of that motion? To spread it out more? Don't really know why. So one of the key aspects of this game, to me, in this environment, with how loud it's going to be in that stadium, are the Falcons going to try to have as much pre-snap stuff as they do? Because if they try that, and Brian Flores kind of made reference to this yesterday, this crowd is going to probably alter the rhythm of what they want to do pre-snap in a way where if there are a lot of penalties where it's illegal shifts or whether it's false starts, like that could be a key aspect of the game. You guys will remember last year, the Texans come to US Bank. There were 3 false starts in a row. If something like that happens Sunday night, I am not going to be surprised at all because that is what this offense is. But they want to push the ball down the field. Bijan Robinson is a very impressive skill player. Penix loves throwing to Drake London. He looks for him all the time. If they get Darnell Mooney back, that makes them even more dynamic. Their offensive line is not as formidable as what they've been, but it's Brian Flores said this yesterday, like this is a tough test to go against this offense. And Penix, the film will tell you that this guy's pretty talented.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting one for me.
How do they use Bijan?
Anywhere
and everywhere,
every
right?
which way. I mean, he is swing passes, he is zone runs, he can line up out wide and be isolated, kind of like the Vikings show with Aaron Jones last week. One of the keys is going to be, in my opinion, can they hit Michael Penix early? Because when he starts to get hit, it feels like he just wants to get rid of the ball. Like he's dealt with a lot of injuries and did in college. So how they try to hit him early for me is going to be a massive key. They're just a lot of this offense tries to do a lot of stuff, but it starts for me with if they do what they do pre-snap with the amount of motions that they have, and the crowd is as loud as I think it's about to be Sunday night. That will probably put them in down and distances that benefit the Vikings.
How diverse is Penix in his targets? Because I watch it in the way that we're watching Ryan Kelly's toe, or we're watching Van Ginkel in this concussion situation. They're watching a couple of shoulder injuries, both with Darnell Mooney, who couldn't go in the opener against the Bucs, and Drake London, who got sprained AC joint, I think, in the game over the weekend. So after that, man, I mean, it's tough territory. You got Pitts, and I don't know what Pitts can still do. I guess we'll get a chance to see on Sunday. Or Ray McLeod. Ray McLeod in the mix, just in terms of the dynamic weapons they have. If Mooney and or Drake are unable to go, that gets to be slim pickings pretty quick.
Would be huge. Yeah, they've got Ray McLeod. They've got Kadero Hodge. They will try to run it with Algier, who's efficient. But the thing about Kadero Hodge, and I put this in the document, you go back and watch the end of that game, the 2-minute drill, Michael Penix against the Bucs was just dicing the Bucs defense, running for first downs, throwing the football effectively. And Michael Penix, with 11 seconds left, threw a perfect pass down the left sideline, and Kadero Hodge did not look ready for it. If he had been ready, the Falcons may have won that game, and then the view of this Sunday night matchup would probably be at an even higher, more competitive level. So this Falcons offense, it really can be dynamic. I do think the Vikings front defensively has the chance to make it really uncomfortable for Michael Penix, and if they don't have some of their weapons, and if it's uncomfortable for Penix in the pocket, it will become a challenge for them.
From the doc, for the doctor, making it Dr. Document, Atlanta's defense in the film study. What have you seen?
Atlanta's defense last year was terrible. They were 29th in the NFL in DVOA, which is kind of like an all-encompassing metric. And it's why Atlanta, this entire offseason, the defensive side was their priority. It was sign Divine Diablo, draft James Pierce, draft Jalen Walker, draft Billy Bowman, draft Xavier White. They threw as many resources on the defensive side as they could, and they definitely look more versatile defensively than they did last year. I mentioned the safeties earlier. Xavier Watts, this rookie, do not underestimate what that guy's capable of.
Notre Dame, right?
3rd-round pick from Notre Dame. He reads the field. I had someone who works at Notre Dame tell me they think he is Kyle Hamilton level of a player.
How is Kelly Tripucka?
So I don't even know who that is. I thought you were going to say Marcus Freeman, the head coach. And as an aside, Minnesota Golden Gophers play Cal Saturday night in a game that I think is going to be exceptional. I just want to say that. If I didn't get that in today, I would feel bad about it.
Understood.
But this Falcons defense, James Pierce, the edge rusher they drafted, did not look great, like incredible in week 1. Jalen Walker, the dude from Georgia, definitely didn't play a ton. Yep. They do have this edge rusher, Arnold Ebiketie, who kind of flashed on film, so I would watch him. And then they will bring their second-level defenders, whether it's Caden Ellis, Divine Diablo, Billy Bowman. If you get into 3rd and 7, they will bring these guys from all over the place, and that is not an easy place to be if you don't have your starting center and you have a guy in his second start. So a key for the Vikings offense for me is, stay out of those 3rd and longs and try to keep yourself in a position where you don't have to deal with the crazy pressure packages that they can throw at you.
We saw Grady Jarrett week 1 as a member of the Bears. He's no longer a member of the Falcons. What did you think in terms of what you saw, the interior of that line, kind of coming into how much can we move a Mason and or a Jones against that group on the interior?
They were pretty stout against the Bucs run game, and it's guys I've never heard of. O'Rourke, I don't even know how you say that. Zach Harrison is a defensive end. I've never even heard of that guy. So it's an interesting group, but
it's actually Ohoro.
Whatever.
No, it is.
Okay, I trust
it's
you.
Ohoro.
Look, Ohoro. It's not easy to say. Those interior guys are not exceptional, but Caden Ellis, the linebacker, and Divine Diablo, those guys flow to the ball pretty quickly. So it might be difficult to run the football against them. Jordan Mason, if they can lean on him and if he can break tackles, that would be the way to go in this game, in my opinion. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is a J.J. McCarthy game, whether it's all right, you got to make throws to the second level, you got to hit guys accurately down the field. If that's the game, it'll be incumbent upon J.J. to showcase what I think everybody in here expects that he can showcase.
And in the final segment from Buffalo Wild Wings Coon Rapids, how will the Falcons try to win the game? And how will the Vikings try to win the game? With Alec Lewis from The Athletic and Nordo from 9 to noon, I'm Paul Allen, ready to close up Buffalo Wild Wings Coon Rapids next segment on.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Life moves fast. A new home, a new baby, a new chapter. But without an estate plan, your future's still vulnerable. With Trust and Will, you can name guardians, start a trust, create healthcare directives, and more. All online in about an hour. It's attorney designed, state specific, and built to protect what you love. Plans start at just $199, and every plan is safe, secure, and kept completely private. From families with young kids to adults caring for aging parents, Trust and Will makes it simple to take control, without a law office, paperwork stress, or court delays. Go to trustandwill.com and use code RADIO to save 20%. Start your plan today. Don't wait for life to force your hand. Estate planning is one of the smartest, most loving things you can do. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will.
The 2025 NFL season is underway. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action. Tickets to all regular season games are on sale now. Be there live to support your favorite team. See every epic showdown, every classic rivalry, and every primetime game. 17 games for all 32 teams. Visit NFL.com/tickets to purchase tickets today. Verified tickets are available through the NFL Ticket Network, including Ticketmaster, SeatGeek, and Sports Illustrated Tickets.
This is Julian Edelman from Games with Names. Anyone else feeling hungry? Because Applebee's just cooked up the ultimate option play with their new Ultimate Trio deal. You can choose from 3 of their delicious appetizers and pair them up with 3 sauces for just $14.99. Craft your perfect trio from over 80,000 different combinations in this flavor-packed plate built for one. Or to share, if you're generous. You could stick with the classic pairings like boneless wings and buffalo sauce, mozzarella sticks and marinara, or brew pub pretzels with white cheddar beer cheese. Or you could spice things up and try some unexpected combinations like dipping chicken wonton tacos in their honey Dijon mustard. The choice is yours. The Ultimate Trio is the perfect way to hit all your cravings in one plate and turn appetizers into an entree. It's time to head to your neighborhood Applebee's or order online today. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
KFAN. How do the Falcons want to win?
Yeah, Drake Lindsey. No, I'm kidding. The Falcons want to win by pushing the ball vertically downfield. And then defensively, they just want to create havoc. Like, this is not we're going to line up and our personnel is going to best your personnel. It's like a gotcha. Can we nickel blitz and get to the quarterback? So for the Vikings, again, I think it's going to be huge for J.J. McCarthy to just make the appropriate decisions with his throws, knowing the safeties are lurking, and then defensively, can you hit Penix early?
How do the Gophers want to beat Cal, featuring outstanding wide receiver Keenan Allen and wonderful running back Marshawn Lynch, also Jared Goff at quarterback?
Cannot wait for that game Saturday, and I'm not even kidding. Drake Lindsey, Coy Parrish against that Cal quarterback, freshman transfer from Oregon. Looking forward to it.
What about the Vikings? How do they want to win?
Expect the Vikings to want to run the football, be able to push them with the front, and then defensively, Brian Flores is just going to do his thing. What coverages is he mixing? How are they hitting Michael Penix? They're going to find a way to do it, probably.
Alec Lewis, courtesy of Steve's Appliances and stevesappliances.com. Mad producer Nordo, the producer of 9 to Noon. Jared Wells, Nick Madden Street Team, and I'm Paul Allen. Thank you very much for coming out to the Friday football feast. Evan Ward, thank you very much. Enjoy the Vikings game this weekend. God bless all of you and your families. Have wonderful weekends. Bye.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
At Hill's Pet Nutrition, we know that pet parent guilt is real. Leaving too long, playing too little. New homes, new babies, waking them up when they look so comfy. Running out of patience, running out of treats, running the vacuum. You can only do so much. That's why there's Hill's, science-led nutrition to help you give more love than humanly possible. Because you're only human, there's Hill's. Find the right food at hillspet.com/science does more.
In the heat of battle, your squad relies on you. Don't let them down. Unlock elite gaming tech at Lenovo.com. Dominate every match with next-level speed, seamless streaming, and performance that won't quit. And push your gameplay beyond limits with Intel Core Ultra processors. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel Inside. Maximize your edge by shopping at Lenovo.com during their back-to-school sale. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Only Murders in the Building official podcast is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. Join host Michael Cyril Creighton behind the scenes to talk all things Arconia with Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez, and more actors, writers, and crew from Season 5. Watch and listen to the new podcast series Only Murders in the Building official podcast, now streaming with new episodes Tuesdays. Listen wherever you get your podcasts. And don't miss Only Murders in the Building streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.